guys, welcome back to the channel and welcome to Split, Croatia. You join me on the official press launch of the new Skoda Scala. So without further ado, let's just pick a car and drive to the hotel. So we have chosen this blue car to take to the hotel. It's the highest spec Skoda has of the Scala, and just let's see how it drives. So these guys are actually taking pictures of the car. Now turn left. And then we're gonna use those pictures and tell everybody that we made them, obviously. The new Skoda Scala is technically a replacement for the Skoda Rapide, but it is a significant update to that car, both inside and out. It's built on the same platform as the Seat Agita and the new Polo, but it's considerably larger than those two cars. It's actually 10 centimeters longer than a Golf, and it has a 12mm longer wheelbase as well. More importantly to the Czech manufacturer, the new Scala is the first car to feature their new design language, both on the outside and on the inside. And I don't know about you, but in this spec, the car looks very good, and surprisingly they kept this car very close to the concept design actually. So let's check out a few of the most interesting bits about this car. Full LED headlights come as standard. Apparently that's a first in a class feature. The car is finished in race blue, which is pretty cool, and it rides on these quite good looking 17-inch alloy wheels. This car also has adaptive suspension, and that means it sits 10mm lower to the ground than a regular Scala. And that's kind of it from this angle. Let's move to the back. Here we have a glass tailgate with some gloss black, which looks very good to my eyes, especially in this blue color. There's LED taillights, of course, and another first for Skoda. We have their name here in 3D letters, sort of like Porsche, right? And then we basically have the biggest boot in its class, something I'm sure will interest most of this car's buyers. But that's kind of it for the exterior. Let's jump inside. So this is the interior of the new Skoda Scala, and even though you might spot some familiar bits and bobs here and there, meaning this one and the transmission, this whole dash layout is totally new. What you see here is gonna be present on all new Skodas from now on, meaning an infotainment system like this one, a touchscreen one, like a tablet mounted onto the dashboard. You're gonna see that on every single Skoda from now on, including the new Octavia. And a first for small Skodas, a fully digital instrument cluster that can show its information in various modes, which is a pretty cool feature if you ask me. I also like this very cool design detail here, how the air vents like cut through the doors a little bit. Can you see that? I think that's a really cool design element over there. The infotainment system is a 9.2-inch screen. It's very bright, it displays all sorts of information, obviously. It has an Android Auto, Apple CarPlay, and all that stuff. Down here you have the climate controls, the DSG transmission lever, and for the first time again in a small Skoda you have driving modes: normal, sport, individual, and eco. Otherwise, materials are pretty good. This is quite a surprising color for an interior in a small Skoda. I was expecting it to be all black, but this is kind of cool. And the start and stop button is here, like in all other Skodas. And, well, there's plenty of storage spaces, lots of simply clever stuff on the interior. But yeah, pretty nice place to be in, actually. Let's jump in the back. So here we are in the back seats of the new Skoda Scala. And legroom is pretty good. Headroom is also pretty good, actually. And it's quite comfortable back here. There's very good visibility all around the car. And, well, it's just a nice place to be. This transmission tunnel is kind of big, so 3 adults won't be 100% comfortable back here, but it'll have to do. We also have 2 USB-C ports down here, and that's kind of it. Let's see how this thing drives. So, this is gonna be more like a first impressions video rather than a full review, because I've only driven this car for about 200 kilometers today, and that's basically the norm when you're doing press launches. So, how does the car feel? Well, as soon as you step in, you realize that this car has been set up in a more sportier manner than you would expect from such a car. I mean, the steering is pretty heavy to maneuver even around town in comfort mode, or normal mode, how Skoda calls it, and the suspension is quite firm. It's not crashy or unrefined, so to speak, but it is on the firm side. Moving on to the engine. The car I've chosen today has the 1.5 TSI engine, producing 150 horsepower and 250 Newton meters of torque. In the middle we have the 7-speed DSG transmission, and drive goes to the front wheels. And that makes this car go from 0 to 100 kilometers per hour in 8.2 seconds. So it's not really particularly fast, and it also suffers from quite a lot of turbo lag below 2500 RPM. But that being said, the engine has quite a nice raspy voice, and it doesn't really feel as slow as the figures suggest. I mean, once you get past 2500 RPMs, it pulls quite well all the way to the red line. This 7-speed DSG transmission is well known by now. It's very smooth with the gear changes when you're in normal mode and you're just cruising around town, and it's quite fast when you put everything into sport mode when shifting. Sitting position is good, you can get the seat quite low for such a car, visibility is good all around, and well, this is just a pleasant place to be at the end of the day. One of the things I'm not really sure about is this infotainment screen over here, because the actual size of the screen is maybe 60% of the entire tablet that's stuck over here. And that just, it doesn't look right to me. I mean, why would you have such large bezels on a screen and just use those bezels for touch screen buttons? I don't know, it just doesn't make sense to me. But really, at the end of the day, considering the price tag this car has, that's just nitpicking. Now, before I end this video, I want to give you guys a quick walk around through all the colors you can spec on your Skoda Scala. This is the race blue we drove yesterday. It's a moon white. This is a green color, obviously. I'm so bad at this. It's the black one, which looks pretty good if you ask me. This is a mineral gray sort of color. I think this fits the car really well, actually. Then we have a darker shade of blue. Very cool. Interesting brown color, this one. You have a silver one over there. And that's kind of it. But that's where I'm gonna end today's video, my friends. I really hope you've enjoyed it. A huge thank you goes to Skoda Sweden for inviting me out here to test drive the new Skoda Scala. Thank you for watching, and please give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. And make sure you're subscribed for plenty more videos to come. And until next time, take good care of yourselves, and I'll see you around.